Okay, let's start this episode like as soon as possible because I would like to eat this chicken sandwich that's in front of me.
Okay. Great. Normal way to record a podcast.
Bam! I'd like this burger
No.
in a chicken form.
Wrong.
And I'm gonna eat it
Okay.
on the podcast. Bum 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 bum. So we've currently reached new levels of me not wanting to podcast because I am truthfully would rather have this chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Your microphone's gonna go into your sandwich. You are gonna get mayonnaise on your microphone.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is this what a mukbang is?
You are eating and it is on YouTube.
I'm curious as to how... Well, for the audio listeners, I'm holding... Let's see, this chicken sandwich there.
Holding it up for the audio
I drop it in the candle or something. I'm holding this chicken sandwich here in my hands, and I'm about to take a bite. I also have some cran watermelon juice. Because me hungry and it's Sunday.
And me fwisty.
Yeah, and didn't have dinner yet.
Yeah.
It's like 11 o'clock at night, so I thought I would just do this. So this is like an email podcast. Where...
Are you going to be chewing while you're talking the whole time?
The whole episode? No, it's going to take me probably only like 5 or 10 minutes to eat the sandwich.
Okay, so just the first 5 or 10 minutes would be like unlistenable. That's fine. Yeah, so if they just want to like skip ahead.
It is chewier than I thought it would be.
Is that perhaps because you microwaved the chicken?
Huh?
Because because the chicken inside of it, vegan chicken, chicken-like product.
It's like an impossible chicken patty. Yeah,
a fillet breaded thing.
I've been sort of falling into the habit of microwaving one of these bad boys, kind of putting it in the bun and then eating it like cafeteria food.
Yeah, well, see, on the back it's like, okay, you can put it in the oven for like 20 minutes. You can put it on the grill for like 15 minutes. Or you can microwave it for like 2 fucking minutes.
It's a minute on each side, yeah.
Obviously, you're like, no one's gonna fucking... That's for children. That's there for children. For if your child is left home alone and you're stuck in traffic and they're saying, "Mummy, please, I crave vegan protein," and you say, "Okay, we'll put one in the microwave for 2 minutes."
Right.
And yeah, you, a 32-year-old man, have just microwaved your chicken patty.
I asked you today if I was 32.
That's true. You did.
I did.
You had to check. How old did you think you were?
31.
You thought you were maybe still 31.
I thought I was still 31.
You didn't think you were like 33.
I knew I wasn't 33.
Okay. Yeah. The big 3-3.
I would have
the
felt
double threes.
33.
You're 33 kind of soon.
A bit.
Yeah.
July. July 9th.
Yeah.
Email reading podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will be chewing through the first 10 minutes of it probably, but we're on episode like almost 200 at this point, and I don't think that matters that much right now.
That you are eating a chicken sandwich.
We also didn't. I just realized we didn't pick emails.
That's the funnier part. Is that this happens to be the episode that both we've decided not to pick emails and for you to eat a chicken sandwich combined. So really, this is the threshold for like, oh, I wonder when they'll really truly stop giving a fuck about the quality and content of this podcast.
I'm realizing now it would be great if you were reading something.
Yeah.
Or if you were like reading something.
If I was reading something and then you could chew while I read. Yeah.
For sure.
I could, I got some poetry in a notes app.
Do you?
No.
I was going to be like, that's fucking brave. Let me hear it. No. Okay, hold on. I'll finish this in a second. But.
All right.
I do want to talk about food a little bit.
Okay.
At some point.
Yeah.
But speaking of writing, I've been like writing my ass off lately. I've been writing and working so hard. I did that big long like personal blog post on my website
Yeah.
and chose not to like post about it on social media, but I did send out like an email to everybody that's a part of my email
List.
newsletter, my email list. I've been underutilizing that, but kind of only because it's like I'll only do it for like special occasions, and it costs money, you know? I had this like grand idea. It's like, I don't need Twitter. I'll just send people emails. And then I went to go do that, and then they like charge for every email. I'm like, oh shit, there's like,
oh fuck,
like 3,000 people on the list, you know?
Yeah.
So I was
Whereas
like,
Twitter is free, but
it comes with this sort of emotional payment.
Yeah.
That you have to like be on Twitter in order to.
Yeah.
So that sucks. I didn't post about it on social media because it's a big, long, personal thing.
Yeah.
But I did send out an email about it, and I posted about it in home.html, and that was it was overwhelming. It was really overwhelming. It's a big, long thing. If you'd like to read it, you go to my website, flatsound.org, and go to the blog, and it's the wall of text.
Yeah.
That's there. Very vulnerable little piece of writing that I did, and I really appreciate everybody that posted a comment and read it and reached out to me. And I'm still, I have to get back to like a bunch of things in my phone from like personal friends that have reached out about it. So that was really, really cool. And then since then I've just been writing like songs. I showed you 2 just now.
Literally just before we started recording this podcast. Yeah. I was out all day. I came home. Mitch said, I've written 2 half songs and 1 full song. Which sounds mathematically like he wrote 2 songs, but that's not how it works, apparently. But he showed me 1.5 songs.
I showed you 1.5 songs.
Yeah. Both very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
It's crazy that you can do that in one day while I'm gone. What did I do?
In my heyday, I went to like an open mic thing, which is also very taxing. Hey,
For me, socially, yes.
I couldn't do that. Hey, that's something I couldn't do. Look at that. You were on a freeway. Let's give it up,
Go
man.
into the city. Oh, thank you.
We're on a freeway today. That's some shit that I just can't do. In my heyday, I would have written, recorded, and posted all 3 fucking songs. You know, all 3 of those fucking songs.
Yeah.
It's a higher standard now, I feel like.
Yeah, you would have just, you would have slapped them on Tumblr, you know. Which is
the soft launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That truly was the soft launch.
Yeah, you don't have a Tumblr to post them on now. I guess you do still, but you won't.
I don't want to.
You won't. He shan't.
I was back on it for like
2 seconds.
about a week and a half.
Yeah, a lot of people were. Where everyone was like, Twitter's exploding, goodbye,
Fuck Twitter.
Follow me on Tumblr. And then like nothing happened.
And I was like, oh yeah, Tumblr sucks too.
Yeah.
I'm bad.
You spent a while working on that blog post
I
that
spent
you wrote.
months on it.
Yeah. You've been kind of chiseling away at it for a long time, but I think it was a very obviously like a deeply personal part of your life and something that you really wanted to like express in the right way. So I think it made sense that it was written like over a long period of time rather than just like banging it out like the old Tumblr song. It's a really beautiful blog post.
Kind of a big bite.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That means a lot.
Okay. Yep.
It means a lot coming from you, my wife. That you would even take the time to. It's really chewy at the end there.
Okay. Yeah.
To check my blog out and my website.
Excuse you, I did not check your blog out. I've never once checked your blog out. You asked me to read it for grammatical errors.
It's always nice to speak to a fan.
Lots.
You really did help with like the formatting of that a whole lot because I gave you the thing, and I was like, the dialogue, I don't know how to write dialogue. I have like the quotes and stuff written.
Yeah. I
don't know how to format dialogue. And I was like, is it like this? And you were like, no. Not even close,
it
dude.
Isn't.
It's like, not like that at all.
How do you know that isn't like that? It's like, I don't know because I've read hundreds of books, I suppose. I know you've mostly read one, Behind the Paint by Violent J Juggalo.
I'm pretty sure you can put a period after a quote.
No.
And you said, absolutely you can't.
No.
Like,
no. Mm-mm.
But I do it sometimes.
For fun. Yeah. And you were like, well, this doesn't seem to make any sense. And I was like, well, it would make sense if you used a capital letter. And you said, I will never fucking use a capital letter on my website. Thank you
that
very
I
much.
won't do.
No.
That I didn't do.
That he won't do. He won't do a capital letter.
Okay.
But it is beautifully formatted now. Beautifully written and then beautifully formatted.
Thank you. I feel like I'm taking kind of all of like the wind out of my own sails here by eating that sandwich while we were talking about it. But it's
talking about this very important.
But it's done now. And I do mean everything that I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was really tough to do, and I'm really glad that I did it and that it's out now, and that people like it. The thing has just like 100 comments on a website. That's like a lot.
It's crazy
for a website.
Yes.
It's like a .org website. You go to a web page. You log off. I feel like you have to log off in order to be on a website.
You have to log off to jack in. Yeah.
You have to log off. You have to jack into my website. You have to click my blog.
Yes.
And you can't like or subscribe to anything. But
you can subscribe to your emails.
Oh yeah, you can. And you know what? You should, because I posted about another thing in I sent out another email that it was just another thing that I didn't post about on social media, and I probably won't post about on social media. That's just like a thing that I'm doing now currently. Yeah. Part of the reason that I'm doing it is that in order to send out the last email that I did, I didn't have enough, because it's like per.
There's a plan.
There's a plan you have to be
on how many emails you can send.
I hit my limit. I was like right at the very end. I only needed like a few more, and I'm like, I hit the fucking limit. So I had to go up to the next one up on the email campaigns on Squarespace, and it jumped it up to like 50,000 emails. Yeah. So now I'm like, all right, I got enough for the month. So I've just been like sending them out.
Email.
Yeah. Here's an email. A few people, what's funny? With every email that you send in an email campaign, you can see who unsubscribes. You can see who unsubscribes. Can you
actually, not just the amount of people, but you can see who?
The email. You could see the person's email who unsubscribes.
You could see them be like, nah, I didn't like that one.
Was the one.
I'm out of here.
On my very first one that I sent out too, like I was like, hey, sign up to the email campaign, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be peacing off Twitter. Thank you guys so much. A bunch of people signed up. And with my first one, there was like a few people that were like unsubscribe. And I'm like, what did you expect that was it was just like a hello, It was like a boom, like, what up? Thanks for being a part of this.
I didn't think when I signed up to your email list, you'd be sending me emails. Yeah. Fuck off out of my inbox.
What did I do in that time for when they signed up to I sent my first one that someone was like, I don't like this guy.
No,
I don't know what I was thinking that day. What the fuck was that?
What a friendly hello.
Even on the big one where I was like, here's the big long blog post, there's like a few people that were just like, peace. And I'm like, all right, for sure. Could have waited till the next email, I feel like, personally. But
maybe not the one that was so personal.
So vulnerable.
Wouldn't feel so much like a stab in the gut and the back and the heart.
Yeah, it's a punch in the gut, a stab in the back, and a kick in the fucking balls. But I bid you adieu. I should have sent them an email, and I was like, what was that? What the fuck was that, dude? Hey. Dude, I'm a real person. Like, I have feelings.
I'm not like ASOS or fucking
Yeah. This wasn't like a promo fucking campaign,
Yeah.
But I get it. You see an email and you're probably just like, I've been meaning to unsubscribe to this guy.
I have too many fucking emails.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anyway. Sign up to it sometime. There's if you go to my website and you go to the about page on it, there's a little link there. Or if it's just the first time on my website in like a week, a pop-up will come up. They'll just bother you about it. Anyway, I talked about another thing. I feel like this is just a real me-centric episode down to the chicken sandwich. But I've been writing a lot and I've been having a lot of thoughts. And I've been doing a lot of stuff too, which is really exciting and cool because this is the first time, my first big like art explosion in this house. I posted about a new podcast I posted about a new pod. It's odd to call it a podcast, but it's up as a podcast. You listen to it, you consume it like a podcast.
Yeah.
So it's up on Apple Podcasts. It's up on Spotify. It's not up anywhere else, I don't think.
No.
But that's how you listen to it. And it's this really like special personal thing that I'm doing. And it's this thing that I wanted to do for a long time now. And it's like a meditative podcast. It's a more toned down.
What you called it? You called it a calm cast.
I called it a calm cast, yeah.
To me, yeah.
But then that sounds like Comcast, like the evil
yeah.
company, so I stopped doing that. It's a meditative podcast.
Yes.
It's to help people fall asleep, and it has a beautiful, beautiful title. It has a beautiful, beautiful name. I like sat for like a whole night, and I was like, no. And I took down all these ideas, and I was like, no. And I was pitching some to you, and I was like, I want it to be like this, but don't even listen to this. And this next one I'm going to tell you, like, don't. It's a joke. What I'm telling you, it's a joke. But something
don't
like
take
this.
It seriously.
Don't even like plug your ears right now, because I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's this, but it's something like that. Something like that. I want to do something like that. And I finally like went into my office for a bit, and then I came out, and I was like, here's the only one I'm considering. Here's the only one I'm actually this is it.
Yes,
so
for realsies, yeah.
Yeah. It is Pull Away Slow, Impossible Burden. Pull Away Slow, Impossible Burden. And I love it. I love the title. I love it. And if I could just talk about it a little bit.
You can talk about it a lot bit if you want.
It's recorded entirely on cassette tape. Which is cool in its own right. The entire thing is recorded onto a cassette tape that's just running and running and running.
Recorded straight onto one.
Directly onto it, with no editing done after the fact.
No editing. You do it on that tape, and then that tape is the thing that gets uploaded.
I dub it. I upload it.
Yeah.
So all of them are the length of the tape that I bought, which is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a half hour long. And because it's so... It's stream of consciousness. It is... flow state, talking and doing and creating. I didn't want to make it too long because I have to like record it and then dub the whole thing after. And I also didn't want it to like get in the way of like anything that I'm doing with this, which takes a lot of editing.
Yeah.
I just want it to be. And lately, to speak honestly and bluntly, I've been having trouble like sleeping. I've been having like night terrors. Not just lately, but over the last like
you're having a kind of resurgence of them.
Yeah. And I've been speaking to Neil about a bunch of like existential thoughts. And that's where sort of the premise and the title comes from. Pull Away Slow, Impossible Burden deals with this sort of a distraction from existentialism to this acceptance of it, to this thing, this big, impossible, unavoidable blah of being alive, and to sort of in turn give people something to help them go to sleep, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And I hope that it does that for people. It's got these really warm tones. It's me creating ambient music and talking. There are 2 episodes up now. If you need something to fall asleep to, you can search Pull Away Slow, Impossible Burden on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts and check it out. You can also go to my website. It's just a big promo for going to flatsound.org this episode.
A great place to go on the World Wide Web.
But if you go to my works page, it's there under my other works.
Put a link in the description to this episode.
Yes. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Oh my god, sorry, I'm drinking a ginger beer.
Is it helping with your stomach ache?
It's helping a lot.
Is it? See, this is what I was saying.
I was really nauseous when I came home because I had like an hour-long car ride in the back seat, and I'm a baby, so I get car sick. And I was like, I'm so nauseous, but I don't have any nausea tablets. And Mitch was like, but you do have a ginger beer in the fridge. And it's helping.
I was saying they give like ginger ale to like kids who are like nauseous and stuff. And I'm like, that's just a soda. You know, you can, and this is like just, it's very, very gingery. So it's very spicy.
It's 100% extra ginger. Yeah. But I am a little bit burpy, so.
That'll happen.
Anyway, Pull Away Slow, Impossible Virgin. Beautiful name.
Thank you.
Beautiful name. I love. Beautiful concept that I love.
The night that I showed it to you, you made the joke of it being called Pull Away Slow Impossible Burger. And it's like, I was like, that's so funny. Like, that's so funny to me.
Truthfully, I thought of that joke sooner than I said it.
Yeah, but you're like, it's too soon.
I was like,
he's too excited about it.
Listen, I think the name is so beautiful.
I think the name
that
rules.
I don't immediately want to make a burger joke about it, just in case it made you go, no, I'm not. No, I'm gonna think that every time I say it. Blah blah blah. So I had to wait like a couple days.
Pull Away Slow Impossible Burger. It's like, it's really
until
funny
you were checking if it was like up on Spotify or something. And Pull Away Slow. And then I said Impossible Burger. You're like, what the fuck?
Stop.
That's so funny.
So I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
I love it. It's cool. It means a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to me if you again, it would mean a lot to me, but it's, you know, it's a meditative podcast about nothing.
It's not going to be for everyone,
no,
but, you know, the hope is that, you know, the people it is for, it will be helpful and nice.
Speaking like softly into microphones and fucking with tapes and ambient tones is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like, it is everything that I think about. It's everything. So I love the excuse to do it. And when I did post about it, like, I was like checking to see who had found it on my website, because I'm a freak. And I would see like, somebody from Germany went to the works page the day that I put it up, checked the thing, and then my play went up by one. That was the guy in Germany. That's so dope. And I was just like,
it's a guy, is it?
That was, yeah.
Well, was it doctor?
He appreciated a good podcast for the bros.
Yeah. Which is what it is. Quintessentially a podcast.
Existentialism is kind of a guy thing, I feel. I'm afraid people aren't going to know I'm joking and then not check out my cool meditative podcast.
Yeah.
So I was checking that for like a couple days, and I'm like, whoa, I'm popping up. This has been 14 fucking plays of this shit. That's pretty cool. I didn't even post it about it. That's pretty neat. And then I sent that email, and then it just went up to like 300 or something. And I'm like, whoa. So now I'm just like really appreciative of everybody who checked it out. Because all I'm doing right now is like driving myself crazy thinking about art and writing, and I want to write another song. And I'd like my life to just be like working on that, and then working on CBT and doing outings, and then working on more of that, and then doing more outings, and then doing this podcast and laughing a bit.
As a bit of brevity.
Yeah, because it's been hard. It's been, you know, you write a song, you cry. You know, you write about these things, and you cry.
You write your blog post, you cry.
You cry.
I edit your blog post, I cry.
You cry.
Yeah.
I proofread it to Brooke on the phone. She's sobbing, you know, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. But it does feel good, and it feels good for, it feels good, I think, because I had been waiting, I feel like, for so long to do anything else. I had always thought, I'm going to put like tire marks on my site finally. I don't want to do that before the post.
Before the big thing.
Before the big post. I don't want to do that. Well, I should work on this. You know, you need to work on is that post.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do this other thing for my site, blah, blah, blah. Not before the post. Not before the post.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it felt almost, you know, not in a way that you were using it to procrastinate at all.
No.
I think you were stopping yourself from procrastinating the post, actually, on the contrary. But
yeah.
It would have felt almost like, I don't know, while you were working on such like a serious big post in the background, it would have felt like almost rude in a weird way to just be like, here's a normal post about song before that goes up. Yeah. But yeah, you were kind of waiting for that thing to be put out into the world before you were like, okay, now I feel like the kind of pathway is clear again for me to roll out other stuff behind it.
And and it has felt clear, and it feels good. It feels like I let out all the crying that not that I needed to, but that I needed to then to finally do it, and I just feel lighter. And since then, I've just been really putting my nose down and working on songs, because now it feels like, okay, I talked about that.
Yeah,
I could talk about this now,
yeah,
and it just opened up so much for me.
I think I don't know if people would be surprised to know this, but I just think it's interesting and good actually that like our days now there's just us two here. We wake up together, we have breakfast together, maybe watch a little thing with breakfast, and then we just
go and
then we don't see each other until dinner time.
Yeah, and then we have like a late dinner, and we're just working on our own art. You're in a dark room. Yeah, I'm in a dark place.
I'm either in a dark room or in Lightroom on my computer. Yeah, I'm doing something though. I'm at the scanner. I'm editing, or I'm printing in the dark room. And you're in here. You're writing, or you're recording onto tape, or you're writing a song, or something like that. And we don't see each other for like
hours,
most of the day,
hours and hours,
and then we reconvene again. And I love that actually a lot.
I love it too. Like it really is so like. I love to just put my nose down and work. Yeah. Work on some songs. Taxing though. I feel because I've been doing that so much, I couldn't just sit down and give them a funny episode. Here's some emails. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So massive apologies to the people who are just like, oh, New All the Space. This is gonna be fun.
Hey, you ate a sandwich.
I was just hungry,
That's
to be
pretty
honest.
Funny.
I had just skipped eating for too long. I said a little bit ago that I wanted to talk about food a bit, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Something that's been on my mind a lot and keeping me very, very, very happy is eating. Eating, I've struggled with it. For a while. God, I'm so sorry for the listeners who are just like, oh, this is gonna be so fun, and it's just gonna talk about his history with fucking food.
Yeah, my funny Monday morning podcast.
Yeah. This is a positive thing though. This is good. This is great news. It's something that has gotten out of hand multiple times in my life. Being thin. I've always been small. I like being small. Small is cute. I'm not very tall. Right? But so much of my life being a person, being very, I'm so used to hearing like, oh my God, eat something. Oh my God, dude, eat a fucking burger. Eat blah, blah, blah. And it's just like it's hard to hear because my relationship with food, because of my panic disorder, is very skewed. Very, very, very skewed. For a long time, when I ate, it made me uncomfortable. Anxiety, uncomfortable. I couldn't breathe. My body felt too full. I felt
like there wasn't room in your body to breathe in.
I associated so directly eating good, eating enough, with having crippling anxiety. They both feed into one another, and it ruined me in my 20s.
For the first, like, however long of us dating, you would reliably have a panic attack every time after we finished dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it would just bring on those uncomfortable bodily sensations that then would bring on, like, the panic thoughts. Yeah.
I used to have to distract myself to eat. I would have to play a video game as I ate. And play and ate and play. So I almost didn't notice how much I was eating. Because if I did, it all started again. You know, I felt very uncomfortable. I can't, and then shaky. And panic works in that way where once you get that fight or flight, boom, it turns off your digestion. It turns it off. You don't need it right then. You need to run. You know, the adrenaline is pumping. You know. So then the digestion turns off and you're just uncomfortable and you're shaking and it's awful. And I always considered myself lucky because when I would dip so low, I came back So I'd see myself in the mirror and I'd say, yeah, I weigh nothing, but you should have saw me before. And I always used to tell people that. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, but man, you should have saw me before. Oh, but you should have saw me before. Oh, but you should have saw me before. Not realizing that the place that I was, like, it's still bad. It was still bad for a long time. When I hurt my foot and I had to go to Kaiser, wearing clothes, wearing layers, wearing shoes, wallet, phone on me. I stood on the scale and I didn't even notice what it said until I got home because I'm there and I'm having a good time. And I felt like I was being a good representation of myself. And I did so good. And then I got home and I looked at the piece of paper with all my vitals on it and stuff, what my heart was doing, what my this was doing, blah, blah, blah. And I was 94 pounds. And this was just, I mean, you know, we're doing the podcast. I'm doing flat sound. There was a lot of flat sound songs that I was working on that I, at points, felt like I wasn't strong enough to finish. And I don't mean emotionally.
No, physically.
I mean physically. Strong enough to do a loud, full band song. A lot of the reason I didn't do Felt Dachshund at the time is because I was 95 pounds. And I couldn't. And I couldn't do it. So lately, eating food, enjoying food, the panic of it sort of in the background through CBT, through everything, it started to subside. It got a lot better. Right?
Got a lot better, yeah.
And now, eating more casually, the muffins, the pastries, the fucking bread, the all that stuff, all the Oreos and the cookies and the fucking and the juice and the juice. I'm drinking my calories and all that stuff. I've already gained like almost 20 fucking pounds, you know, like, and that's from where I was, you know, before. And I want to gain 20 more, 30, you know. Every day I step on that fucking scale before bed. I check it every day. I used to be so afraid to check it. I used to check the scale purposely fully dressed and I'm holding a glass of water. I used to do that because I was so afraid of what it would say and I just wanted to take the edge off a little bit.
Yeah, I like don't want to see what it is like if I'm not doing that.
Right. And now I'm stepping on it out of the shower. I'm stepping on it totally naked. I see myself in the fucking mirror and I'm like, okay.
Okay, cute.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's add another 20 to that. Let's fucking go. The ribs, they're disappearing.
Yes.
It's the happiest I've been in like a decade, you know?
I can tell.
I can
tell. Yeah.
And it kicks ass to feel like I have the strength to do these things, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like appreciating sleep more now. Even I'm appreciating the you know, you told me a little while ago the thing that you notice the most is that just like the structure of my face and the how
not what I noticed the most.
Well, no, but the thing that you noticed, I think the most is my butt.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And we're just laying in bed.
Yes,
you know?
I'm obsessed. Yeah. But no, I'm very. I look at your face all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day, a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when we were in different countries, I look to your face nearly every day on FaceTime. I would just look at a selfie of you, yearn. You know, I know what your face looks like. You know,
Yeah.
So to me, it's really nice to just see that it's nothing drastic. You know, that I think like someone who's not super used to your face would see, but like, yeah, just the structure of your face filling out is really cute.
Yeah. It's an odd and very emotional experience to look forward to a mirror, to look forward to a reflection. You know, it feels life-changing, you know? It feels life-changing to me.
It's very beautiful to see how much happier you are just day to day, how much more, I don't want to say like resilient, I don't know, to imply that you like weren't before.
I wasn't, though.
But,
like,
well, maybe that is the word then.
There's nothing resilient about being 94 pounds, you know? To dip under when you're in the 2 digits and stuff, and you know that you're there, and you have to tell other people, no, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. You have friends telling you, you know, best friends telling you, like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this? You know, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, no, it's funny. I mean, you should have saw me before, blah, blah, blah. There is no resilience there. My goal now is to build resilience, you know, is to change my brain enough to say, it's true, you have a broken brain. And you're anxious. You are very anxious, but aren't you excited too? You know, doesn't this feel like a fucking roller coaster? You can get back out there and you can do it, especially with the resilience. You can start playing shows again, especially with that resilience, especially with the next 20 pounds.
Yeah.
You got this shit.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, you know, it's been what I had before. Oh, this is so, like, I'm so grateful now that this, you know, my road to recovery, it includes a chocolate muffin, you know, like it feels like such a treat on top of the treat of recovery.
Yeah.
And but it also comes with the acknowledgement that all of those like friends and people that spoke up, whether they were rude or not, they were right. What I was doing was unhealthy, and I didn't do it purposely, and I wanted to change. And I think that's kind of where I separated myself, but that's an unfair way to look at it to other people who are struggling with food and eating in their body.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course, because, you know, people, it's not just as simple as just like, well, just eat more. It's like when eating gives you panic attacks.
You have a phobia of what it does to you. Yeah.
When you feel like you can't deal with the physical sensations of that, like it's not just as easy as like, you know, you've done so much like CBT and sensation exercises and allowing and stuff like that has eventually got you to having a chocolate muffin every day, you know.
Yeah. And then some, and then 1,000 other things. Yeah, now it's a joy to go shopping. Yeah. It's a joy to...
Yeah, so what fun treat can I get?
What fun thing am I going to get for myself? And I just continue to challenge that feeling and continue to feel fine. And I just want to encourage people, you know, I'm 32, it turns out.
It turns out,
as of today, I realized that I'm 32 years old. And a lot of the people that listen to me, speak, sing, otherwise they read my blog, are younger than me. You got time to turn that shit around. You know, the people that are older than me have time. You know, it's not. But I considered myself for a long time like a very, very lost cause, for my agoraphobia, and my poor habits, and the things, and even just because of the unfair. The unfair cards that I was dealt with my brain and how that works. But as corny as it sounds, when you get to a point where you actually see that improvement, like the big improvement, it's life-changing, you know? It's life-changing.
Yeah.
And for me especially, jumping back into writing, jumping back into posting, being on my website and talking to people and having all these ideas and all these grand things, and then I share with you these lines and you're like, that's beautiful, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even know where it came from, like but I do know where it came from. It's where it always have come from, and then even then I'm like, and then it's a place I don't know. It just feels good. It just feels good to create art and to work on stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it's I think that's a big part of why I love our day structure so much lately, is because get to eat with you in the morning, get to see what you've been doing at the end of the day, what art you've created, what projects you've been working on. Then we get to eat again at the end of the day, and I get to see you happy about it. It's very nice.
Thank you.
It's very, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me kiss that hand.
Oh.
Let me kiss that hand. Mwah.
My ring hand, no less.
This rock. How do I do it? Sorry again for such a serious. My whole week has been writing and thinking and appreciating, and then writing more, and then song structures, and then recording and thinking, and then writing more.
Yeah.
I wanted to just, kind of touch up on it a bit here as well. You know what still sucks though?
What?
Social media. Social media is just, it feels like I feel less and less. I talk to these people, I meet these people, and they go, "Oh my God, Flat Sound is so great, man!" But the way that you did it, all on your own, and online, and you have to teach other people how to do it. And the reality is, like, I don't fucking know anymore.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
No, it's different.
The landscape is cursed and bad, and just I'm only online to hate scroll.
Yeah.
And I have to break my phone in half soon, I think.
I think at the end of the day, like, I hate to just sound like a fucking online socialist who boils everything down to, like, oh, it's capitalism in action. But it is, because the reality is, like, when you were coming up on, particularly getting your start on MySpace and on Tumblr, they were very organic platforms. The way things spread, the way people saw things, the way that it was fed to you, the way you checked it. It was all very organic.
The only I'd say that it at least had the opportunity to be organic.
Yeah.
And by default, I think by default it was organic. There were still people kind of
gaming the system. Yeah, for sure.
There was still Friend Blaster if anyone's old enough to remember stuff like that. There was still a way to inflate the numbers.
Yeah.
But you had to do it yourself. You had to, like, make the decision. Okay, I'm going to be phoning about this.
Yes. Yeah.
But by default, organic.
Yes. But, you know, the now, you know, even the old things that we had, like Twitter and Instagram, are now all algorithm based. TikTok especially, and Reels are 100%, 1000% algorithm based. And, you know, so people have to, if they want to get in the game, they have to play to those algorithms. Even fucking YouTube. Any YouTube creator that we, like, halfway respect hates it there because they have to upload a thumbnail of them going, you know,
pointing at something,
some ridiculous cartoonish thumbnail that's barely to do with the video because they have to kind of game the algorithm.
Right. Or they get buried.
Yeah.
They get buried by other people gaming the algorithm.
Yes.
Or it's not even really gaming the algorithm, it's just playing by the algorithm.
Yeah. And they have to do it because it's their income. And the algorithm is there. Why? To keep people on the platform. Why? So that the people see more ads the longer they're on the platform.
Yep.
It is just more of a capitalist structure than it used to be, I think. And again, not to sound like, you know, a socialist online who's like, the poisons of all the world come down to capitalism, but I really do think that is it in this case.
It is.
Yeah, and then that warps people's brains, so that's the only way they start to know how to post or interact, you know?
Yes.
Because that's the entire landscape. It's tough.
Even though I wouldn't like to blame people, I don't blame people. I blame people. The algorithm is in place, and it's evil. I don't know what to say about the people that sort of to play into it too much, especially in a deceptive way. Obviously, there's room for you to be a bad person anywhere.
Yes.
There's room for you to be an uncreative person anywhere. Uncreative fucking... Remember that YouTube short I showed you earlier this week where it's like... Because I'll get... Again, I hate scroll. I fucking hate
It's
scroll.
true.
I love to hate scroll. That is the only joy that I get. I'm a kind of a cynical person, you know?
I hate to hate scroll, but
I
you love it.
to fucking hate scroll. I see it and I go, oh, and I just save it I have a little notes app. I'm not going to show you. I don't put anybody on blast, but like, but I'll show you and I'll show Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, all right, end of the day, everyone take out their links, you know, because we're all just saving stuff. And mine are insufferable. Mine are fucking insufferable. And it's, but I love it. I'm gonna flip this around into a positive thing. I think, not really. It's fucked. It's all fucked up. But the thing that I showed you was like,
it was unbelievable. Yeah.
These tutorials from artists. That's what it always hurts me when it's like artists, engineers, fucking songwriters, you know, whatever. And they're teaching each other. It's okay. They're giving each other tips on how to make trash music, right? But all the tips are just like, did you know if you take this I don't know, this white noise and then you pull certain frequencies of it, it's blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's synthesis, that's for sure how that works. And then it's like, now you can, and people are just like, if you just add reverb to that, that's crazy. And I'm like, okay, if you didn't know that, and that's fine, and that's great, and we can all play with it. But that same account, I'm scrolling through their account, this fucker is one of those people who's like, here's a hot tip, if you need inspiration for a song, ask that fucking chat AI,
Chat GPT.
ask that for song titles for your thing.
No, it was even worse than that. Okay, so the video was 3 ways you can use AI to improve or inspire your songwriting. And here's me thinking optimistically, foolishly, that it was gonna be like, and I mean, this was my low bar that I thought, the low bar I thought it was going to be was him being like, come up with some scenarios that would inspire, you know? Come up with describe some like magical locations, you know, that would spark something.
While I don't resonate with the idea of, gee, I don't know what to write about, so I guess I'll just ask an AI bot.
Yeah.
I also don't hate the idea of a prompt. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the very bottom, are you asking an AI bot instead of a human being?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a friend if you need prompts that much.
Ask
just
a
be
Discord server. Hey guys, what should I fucking write about? I posted a thing on Tumblr forever ago that was like, give me topics, and I'll write a song about nothing. Yeah. And I did, and it was fun. It's a prompt.
Yeah.
Asking the chat bot. God.
Amanda Palmer has actually an amazing song called Drowning in the Sound. I think I showed you the music video of it. It's where she's on a boat and they're looking around with their phone lights. That song was written completely off of prompts from patrons.
It's cool.
Yeah. And it came out with just a great song that really captured like that moment in time.
Right.
But I'm not against prompts. I thought this guy was going to be like, get some prompts from that. No. It was worse than that. Because what the first tip actually was just literally like, give me some ideas for songs. And then the chat bot spits out jazz, hip hop, synthetic, house.
It showed this in the thing.
What the
Those
fuck?
are just genres.
Those are just genres of music.
And you included it in your fucking helpful video.
You didn't even know what genre of music you wanted to... Couldn't you just look at a list of genres of music?
You can.
If you are that lost?
And then he asks the chatbot, like, what are some song titles I can call this song?
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's a fucking AI chatbot, so the only thing that it can think of are things that are just like intergalactic nebula or space dance party funk jam.
They were so bad. They were all so bad. And I mean, they're gonna be bad because the purpose
Cyberpunk
of this
dance party.
The purpose of this AI thing is like the reason that it sounds realistic is because it aggregates a bunch of stuff and says, I'll make something that kind of sounds like all of this stuff I put together. So of course it's the most generic shit you've ever heard. Just terrible.
It's the most generic shit in the world. And then my guy is like, the third thing is you can get an AI, like an AI. What is
like
one
Midjourney.
Like Midjourney, to create the album cover for it.
Yep. And even then, it's not, and I mean, I don't even like people using AI in this way, but it's not like...
No, I hate it.
It's not saying, okay, generate an image of a woman staring out at sea and on the horizon is a fire burning on the water.
Well, that would require like a thought,
that
right?
Would require a thought. But at least if you had the thought, but not the execution, you could be like, here it is. Though I still don't think that's a good idea. But literally, what he was suggesting you do is just tell the AI, make me an album cover. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Make me an album cover.
That's it.
That's all.
Just an album. Anyone will do. Anyone will do.
I guarantee.
Doesn't need to be particular to the project or, no.
I guarantee if you're the type of person that asks this stupid chatbot that you couldn't on your own come up with the name fucking Cyberpunk Sunset, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't do that. You couldn't go Cyberpunk Sunset.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible name, by the way.
Yeah, and you couldn't decide that was an EDM track.
And you couldn't decide that was EDM.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't even, and then you had to give Midjourney Cyberpunk Sunset and just use whatever it created. Just cut. You're the person. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You can't. I guarantee if you just asked another AI bot to make the song, it'd be fucking better than yours.
Yes. What are you?
Why
where
are you making?
in this?
Why are you? So more than the people. Look, man. More than the people that are so lost that they feel like they need to do something. I'm talking to the fucking creators who are teaching other people that this is how it should be done. Mm-hmm. My God, man.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that. It's almost evil. It feels in the same realm of evil to me.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting to me. I don't know, man. Like, if you need... I guess, look, at the end of the day, art is for everybody. Art is for... Even if you suck at it, especially if you suck at it. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to be... You don't even have to do it. But what bothers me the most is that these creators sell you on this idea. This is how you be successful at it. This is how you do it. I feel like the people who do shit like that are also the weird type of musicians who are like obsessed with the idea of like having a Grammy.
Yeah, but not obsessed with the idea of making a meaningful album.
Making an album, making a thing, creating to create. But it confuses me. It genuinely confuses me, Like, because you can be a successful YouTuber, really successful YouTuber, smart, and know about modular synth and teaching people and creating, and you're making these videos. Granted, it's clickbait, repetitive, whatever. You're a smart, capable person, but for some reason, you go to their Spotify's and it's just a bunch of tracks called Nebula that go nowhere and they only have like 1,000 monthly listeners or something, but you have 2 million subs. Something there doesn't ever translate. Why are you teaching people? You shouldn't. Here's the positive part. I said I would flip it.
You did.
I said I'd flip it.
Then you said you wouldn't, but you are.
I'm gonna flip it.
Okay.
The positive part is that, especially today, and I've said this before, the bad art needs to exist. It can't all be good art. I need tracks like Nebula to exist on Spotify with just the generic space background. I need Cyberpunk Sunset. I need those to exist so when people... You don't know how many times I hear people say, oh my gosh, I found your music and I never heard anything like it. I was like, that's because you've been subjected to fucking songs like Nebula.
Yeah.
This is not art. It's technically a song. And I mean, in the technical sense, you've composed something. But to me, it's just... And I know for other people, I know there are other artists out there. I listen to... And it's not always... It's not about the numbers, but my God, there's nothing in the song called Nebula. In the Cyberpunk Sunsets. In the nothing AI generated nothing.
Yeah.
There's something meaningful to being human. There's something profound in it. And I can't believe it's just these people wanting to lead.
Yeah.
wanting to teach, wanting to inspire, when they don't even have the inspiration to write a good prompt for an AI bot to give you a fucking song title. You're not even inspired enough to give it a good prompt. Fuck, man.
It's really, I don't know.
You should not teach people.
No.
You're teaching them bad. You're leading them incorrectly.
Well, I don't even think that the purpose at that point is to teach people. I think that the purpose is to get YouTube views and get ad revenue, you know?
Yeah, because the same asshole is just like, you know, he has these profound videos too, these profound shorts where he's just like, the number one trick that every producer needs to know in order to get famous right now. And he goes, it's nothing. That trick doesn't exist.
There is no trick.
There is no trick. You just have to blah, blah, blah.
You have to work hard for a long time, but then on the same channel.
Why is every fucking video on either side of that?
This one weird trick to make your songs better.
You clown. That's clown shit. That's pathetic.
It's really
pathetic.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But like you say, I mean, you know, there's that much bad shit out there. Then, you know, you put trust in the fact that comparatively, people can tell the difference. And then when they hear something that's got something there to connect with, they can really connect with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I can look, I said before, I don't know how to do it on social media because social media, it isn't the same as when I was coming up. It's changed. It's an entire, even the same apps, Instagram.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
It's all fucking different. And I just see something wicked in it, and I don't want to be a part of it.
And I'm always in a clown way.
I wish you were wicked in a clown way. And I'm always trying to like figure out another avenue to carve, and I'm gonna try and figure it out. I did it before social media was like the big thing, and I'll do it again. I can feel that I'll do it again, but I know enough to give people at least this advice. Creating art is very easy. Creating art and being an artist is natural. It'll come naturally to you after a certain amount of time. It's like breathing. You can do it. You just have to try and fail over and over again. How do you know when you have a good piece of art? It will move you to tears. That isn't in the movies. It's without filming yourself crying for social media, without making a big story about it to try and get the buzz before you've even recorded anything. It's not about the idea or telling people that you did something. Every single person that's emailed me and said, hey Mitch, I've never written a song before and I've never done this before, but this is my first EP and you're my favorite artist in the world and will you be a part of it, is missing the point of art. It's missing the point of art. You don't want to get to the top immediately, except everyone does now. The point of art is to create art, and it's to feel something, and it's to work on something that means so much to you that it moves you to tears. Can you do that? Will you do that? I know that people can do that.
Yeah.
But it's inside them. It's waiting to come out. It's not about filming yourself crying and posting it on TikTok. It's about crying alone. You know? It's about crying in the presence of your own art. And when you capture that, it's like magic in a bottle. And when you show that to other people, it'll move them too. But it's got nothing to do with, it's not a formula. You have to figure out what evokes that in you. It's an equation you have to solve within yourself.
Yeah.
But people can do it. People can absolutely do it. But it's not one weird trick. It's not one weird trick that works every time. No. You know?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
We're about an hour, I think.
This has been All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Thank you for listening to this more serious episode of our podcast. To be fair, we did say, you know, we were like, oh, well, Brooke's gone now. Feel free to hit us with, you know, the serious art questions now. We didn't even wait for, I think we were just yearning to have some serious art talk. Because we didn't even look at our questions to see if we got one to jump off of. We were just like, we just want to talk this episode.
No, I hadn't eaten. I made that sandwich and I was like, just sit down and hit record.
I was just talking.
It'll go whichever way that it goes. I wasn't expecting it to go so serious. And again, I do apologize so much. This is a bummer.
I think people will appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoy you.
Oh. Thank you. That said, if you did like listening to us talk, we do it mostly every week on this podcast. If you liked listening to Mitch's musings on art, again, you should listen to his new podcast type thing. Pull Away Slow Impossible Burden. It is on Apple Podcasts. It is on Spotify. Or you can find it on his works page on his website. If you have an email for us that you'd like us to read next week or in a future episode, then hit us our inbox. It is
all the space in between at gmail.com. You already did the if you like the episode. What am I doing?
The website.
Oh, yeah.
We have one.
Yeah, our website. This is more episodes of this podcast. We're on episode like 200 at this point almost. But yeah, we've been doing this for years at this point. And I love it. I do enjoy it.
Yeah. If you did find this episode helpful or moving or meaningful or anything, and you have a friend that you think might also enjoy it, then please tell them about it.
Our website is
allthespaceinbetween.com.
There we go. I don't know how to get off of podcasts anymore. I did too much serious art this week, and now I don't know how to be funny.
It'll come back to you.
It'll come back to me next week.
Yeah.
Unless people want to hear more about it, me just complaining and talking. Actually, you know what? Listen to my other thing. I don't ever like complain on it. I'm not complaining on it. But it is just please listen to it if you want to fall asleep. That's like my biggest plug this week. Pull Away Slow Impossible Burden.
Yes.
The name makes me feel so much.
Yeah.
Also the not the album cover, but like the cover for the podcast is so beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's so gorgeous. Yeah, please check it out sometime. There'll be a link to it in the thing. New episodes every Monday.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.